Hi everyone, I am Tara, aka Spirit Mother, and I would like to welcome you all back to my channel. On YouTube, Spirit Teaches and Going With Itself, on TikTok, 1974 Soul, and I'm also live on my Facebook. If you're new to my channel, I always recommend, suggest, and really encourage you to read the description on the YouTube channel, Spirit Teaches and Going With Itself, to get a better understanding of what it is that I do bring you. A lot of you are aware of what I do. It goes plastic. I look like a Rachel. Many things, but you love me, hate me, like me, love me. Make you laugh, make you cry, I'll piss you off, you punch you on the head. But hey, dance yourself and by all means for energetic. That I think people annoy them. Okay? So a lot of talk about the Epstein files. And that's what I'm in here about today. Epstein rabbit hole conspiracy. I was looking through a few things, and I actually gave a little bit of what I was going to come in and talk about because I've been watching different things, okay? And I kind of laugh about stuff. Not not in the sense that I'm thinking that it's funny what happened to these people, because it's far from fun. Now, it's a part of it. It's funny how you catch them in the line. That's when it becomes funny. Okay, because I was watching a video and it pertains to Pierce Morgan. Okay, he was in it, and the woman, another woman in there was like talking with him with regards to it being in the Epstein file. He said he wasn't. Well, he played like he wasn't because she said that he went to dinner with Elaine Maxwell. He was in there about having drinks and whatnot. But see, the thing is, I went into the Epstein files just to, have a gander, just, they say curiosity killed the cat, but curiosity actually was able to save the cat in most cases because of cat's instinct. See, when I looked, he was there. Okay, 29 times. Now, here, just one sec. So when I went in, he kept denying it, and she was saying, some things and what have you, and he was right here. Okay. Before we go in there, let's go to his video. So we'll mute this. Sit right here. Okay. Remember, we'll come to that.
I'm referring to you state files.
For what?
Just being at a drinks party and then just talking about you. You must have read it, surely.
Yeah, that's not in the files.
It is in the files.
No, that was from her deposition.
No, it's
Months
not.
ago,
I promise you.
No, it's not in. It's not in the file.
I saw it in the file. I saw it in the whole file.
You can literally.
I can feel the heartbeats rising right now. Like, chill, people. Holy
She was then asked about that in lengthy testimony, and she said under oath that that was the only time she ever met me. I never met Epstein or anything else.
But just Google yourself in that government website, you come up quite a lot.
No, you're talking about other people talking about. We're talking about the Epstein file.
But exactly. So you come to the point, my very point when I said if you're not mentioned, you're a loser, because people that are mentioned in it might not have even had affiliation with Jeffrey Epstein. They might never have met him, but the fact is they were mentioned possibly in an email that was sent to him, hence they ended up in the Epstein files. You get it now?
I'm not quite get the point you're making in relation to being a loser if you're not in. You understand how crass and stupid that looks to people when you say that?
It basically was meant as if you are
sarcasm.
Like you were a shaker in the high echelons of society internationally. Hence, everybody from Ben Atkins to Matt Davis to Elton File.
Okay. So, yeah, let's go. Oh. Never mind. Okay. Right, Bart. Let's get the boy. Information overload. Okay, here. This is him. I took a screenshot. Okay. That's in there. He's in here. And I went into one of his things. And was this one I went into. Pierce Morgan, dear Donald, I'm your biggest fan, but your call to ban some Muslims is dangerously wrong and dot 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 dot. This is not our goal. I get him there. Okay, now this is not our goal. What exactly is your goal? Because that to me kind of says, like, hey, what's our next move? God damn it. Okay, we're moving on. That was ironic. I guess J.F. Kennedy's with you because there's a J.F. with me because I did something. Rude. Very, very rude. Oh, crap. All right, I'm going to upsize it. Right here. This is the email from, oh, it's going to JEE Vacations from Peggy Siegel. Title, Inside Job DVD. Did you finish watching DVD? Richard Cohen from the Washington Post wants to see it. If not, we'll get another. Just had dinner at Barbara Walters for Woody Allen. Sunji, Pierce Morgan, Major Mayor Bloomberg, Diana Taylor, Alan Kurbman, Harry Evans, Nora Ephron, Georgetta Mobusher, Richard Colham, and then it goes ... Babes made us go around the table and tell if we were good students. Oh God! Woody was a terrible student and was thrown out of freshman year at New York University, and years later refused an honorary degree. Saw mother today. Feels so bad for her. Not sure if she knows how sick she is. XOX Peggy, but something. Yep. Oh no, okay, I read it right. Woody was a terrible student. Just had dinner with Barbara Walters. So she goes, so Barbara, okay, Barbara Walters goes by Babes. So she made them go around the table and tell if they were good students. So Woody Allen, no, yeah, Woody Allen was a terrible student. Now, see, what I'm getting from there, it was not just, things weren't just happening to children. Okay? This tells me, like, if you weren't a good student, it's like, is that getting into some kind of, well, it says a New York university, but does the NYU stand for something different? Because things can have different meanings. Refer to sorority, but if it's a man's sorority, not too many men for women. Because see, the thing is, what people don't realize is you have your male Freemasons and you have your female Freemasons. Okay, who were the ones that did it right and didn't take shortcuts and use witchcraft. And when I say witchcraft, I'm talking like just the illusions, using the illusions. You know, both sides use hypnotism. Donald Trump uses it whenever he's going to shake someone's hand and he pulls them back like that. That's to break their balance so that, you know, it's a hypnosis. It's like, you know, when you see them and you break it. But not only do they break it, they actually put something else on because, and then when they're tapping each other back and forth, that's part of it. That's part of the touch hypnosis. Now, hearing about White Rabbit, it just took me to another email. Okay? And it's in Donald Trump's file. Subject, external email. Run Rabbit, testimony, attention, blacked out, attention, President Trump and blanked out, Rishi Sunak, investigations, case, REF reference, holy shit. Oh, that might be better. Rishi Sunak, New York Times, Gallic King, naughty, theme time music symbol, songs for blank funeral. Okay. That was Sunday, April 6th, 2025 at a certain time. Importance normal. And then it has a bunch down below that, a bunch of different saved documents. Blank, Send this to blank for me. Run rabbit, run rabbit, run, run, run. And then it continues on to say, I'm coming for you, and every single thing you have ever done is coming out. You are a danger to the public, and you will be held accountable. One thing I do know is that Cash, and blank are watching every single thing like eagles waiting. So am I, I already have what I need. But it doesn't say who this email was from or to. It just had the subjects. And then on the 4th of April, blank wrote, okay, blank. There is something that just keeps on jabbing me harder and harder. I know it's not blank. It's testimony, it's blank testimony regarding Prince Andrew. Attached are a few of blank WhatsApp. She asked me to help her financially. Read my response and look at the dates. Always very, very important. Blank, why was blank? And this is all in all caps. Blank's settlement rolled up into blank knows exactly. I'm talking about, because she actually lent both of us money for food. You see, blank, it doesn't look good, does it? Blank had to beg every month, like a dog, to get her settlement monthly payment from her island competition fund. Now, who represented blank? Exclamation, exclamation. Blank was murdered. Fucking fact. Is this the same attorney who also represented blank, who blank fired as soon as she found out? Hey, blank. Exclamation marks. Like, bunch. Here is all of blank journals. Now, keep in mind, this is all in capital letters, so it's emphasizing even. It's louder than ever. It's almost like an argument. So if blank said blank told her she had, and this is not just capital letters, but it's bolded. She had sex with Prince. Okay. So if blank said blank told her she had sex with Prince Andrew, but at the same time had to beg for money each month from her own settlement award to her from the fund set up by a lawyer who she fired because he represented blank conflict of interest. Fuck, you all got a bunch of conflict of interest going on right now. Well, if I was a judge or an attorney, I would ask blank if she was being escorted for her testimony. Actually, that's exactly what it wasn't. It blank. That's exactly what it wasn't blank. Because if I was a judge and knew this, blank testimony would have been immediately thrown out of court and the attorney investigated immediately. And this is looks like the WhatsApp or text message or something. And it was the 18th of October, 2022. You just said everything about how I feel. So you must definitely understand how I feel. I'm sorry that I couldn't even help you out right now because we got to stick together against this jackoffs. I'm so glad she can do yoga every fuck day. Well, we sit. They have sit here and figure out how to pay off F bills and take care of blank. Not to mention, I just gained big, didn't, and then it blocked that part and said, so now I'm even more effed up. And these days, where just feel like ending it all. I'm broken and my heart is in shambles. And anytime anybody calls and asks me about the ebstien case, I spiral downwards and I get so depressed, I throw up. I just don't want to get out of bed. I don't know any of that about you, but that's why we need to talk so we could be here for each other. So we both know we have an honest friend. I'm going to see if I can get the extension on my electric bill. This is a personal message. Why was that put in? Oh. downloads or depressed to throw up. I just don't want to get out of bed. I don't know anymore about you, but that's why we need to talk so we can hear of each other so both of us have the honest friend, the extension of the electrical. Blank helped me with the first half, so hopefully they'll let me get an extension. I am so sorry that you're broken into a million pieces because I'm broken into a million pieces myself. And I know you would love my strength, but I just try to hold it together the best I can. I love you and feel so bad for asking you to. This is asking you to paddle, and you could take turns paddling the boat. LOL. Glad that I have a real friend that's going through what I went through. So you know everything. I love you so much, Blake. And I love for you to call me tomorrow. I'm going to be waiting for the phone calls. November for Christmas, I might be able to help you out. So this year is type of love, type of way at Christmas. I might be able to help out in some type of way. I love you and remember that I'm here for you and I need you to be with me when I can't get out of bed. Someone talk to understand. One, I love you so much. 9 tomorrow. I would love to speak with you, do a video, something very wish to go meet you in person. But just know, even though I'm not there, you're still okay. Okay, there's a lot here. We could take turns paddling the boat. And they laugh about that. It's like an affair. Yeah, I found somebody's getting a divorce. Was it Donald Trump Jr. and his wife Vanessa? Yeah, that's what I seen in there because I remembered seeing that. That's how I brought it out. Okay. This one goes on with a bunch of email messages. So those must have been, those were the attachments. Okay. Boy, listen. On Wednesday, the 2nd of April last year, so and so wrote blank. Please, can you email Alana Haba the Vicom agreement you tried to force me to sign? So we're getting into this blackmail and extortion, and ain't you guys ready to be honest yet? Blank and blank. Please, can you also email Alana the Vicom agreement you tried everything in your power to get me to sign, and that was in big letters. Alana, please, can you get cash to take a witness statement from blank, who was the attorney who tried to help? And then there was like some kind of icon thing after that attachment. On April 2nd, Please, can everyone contact me blank blank and get him to send over the agreement they tried to force me to sign with Viacom. Fuck you, Gally. Gailey. Is Gailey Delane? Oh, goddamn. Okay. Because Gailey, LL, as she read this one writes, Gailey, LOL. That's so weird. Gally, you need to make sure the public know this. The couple snapped it up just 1 year after Blank pocketed and reported six-figure fee for her exclusive TV interview with Nina Network. Blank about her sex abuse allegations against Prince Andrew. Blank told Nina's News 60 Minutes Australia program about her life as Jeffrey Epstein's sex slave and described in detail how she was trafficked to the Duke of York when she was. And then, same day, this must be the replies. Are you fucking serious? Blank blank charged six figures for a 60 Minutes interview, and then a long blank. How much do you charge these days, blank? I heard from the French reporter he charged $5,000 per hour to talk about Epstein. No fucking wonder they're talking about him so much. They got $5,000 for it. Quite the incentive, huh? You're all a fucking disgrace. No news network paid a cent for interviews. Not one. It was deemed bad ethics. How the fuck is blank charging six figures for an interview with 60 Minutes? So who would charge? I'm wondering, are they talking about Donald Trump? Or, does the king charge to be interviewed? Because he's not interviewed much. At least not with those things. What's his brother? That was Donald Trump, their actual biological brother. How? That's why he wants to be on the throne. You know what? Okay. You know what really upsets me here is the bus driver and their family who have been sucked up into blank and blank bullshit. Blank, you guys destroyed my life. You will not destroy and other innocent victims. So to the media, in reality, because of blank blank statement, the school would be legally obligated to do an internal investigation into what happened with the bus driver. The bus driver could be potentially suspended during this due process due to blank being a high profile credible witness. So, Mr. President, please do this bus driver right and make sure they don't lose their job over the mess that blank and the media have caused. Because in reality, not fantasy media world, this will have repercussions on them. Whoever had the misfortune of driving the bus that day, See, not one person thought of the personal cost to others at this weird bullshit game. This bus driver could lose their home because of this. Trust me. No one else should suffer, and the media need to be held accountable. So, are they talking about a literal bus driver, or is it code for something else? I guess that's what it is. Okay. So, bus driver. Is it a mule? What's that movie with Clint Eastwood in it called? Mule? Is it right? Got a little animal coming out. Okay. No one else should suffer. Okay. Hi, motherfuckers. Blank from Sky. Please update your story. And then 2 lines of blank. Thanks, bitch. See you in court. Hi, Guardian journalists. You guys are fucked. Actually, there won't be a Guardian newspaper anymore once I'm done with you. Please update your stories, and then 2 lines, and then whoa, same thing. First of all, blank, I would like to say that you are a complete bitch. Your personal involvement will be exposed. Can you send Alana Haba, the FCA and the Securities Commission, the HBO contracts the Epstein victims signed to silence them? Where are they? Also, blank, can you please update your story? Oh. It's like, I can feel that. Like, okay. I said, like, Spirit sent me here to empower you. But in order to be empowered, Spirit needs to break you to show you what's really going on, so that you begin to empower yourself and step up. And I know it's not easy, because we never want to see the hardest parts of things, because it's too much of a horror movie. Okay, your story is kind of, okay. First of all, blank, I would like to say that you are a complete bitch. Your personal involvement will be exposed. You can send out, okay, so update your story, okay. Mr. President, please, can Cash investigate blank, or yeah, blank and then exclamations. Also, it would be lovely if she too could lose the ability to work for the next few years too, so she knows how it feels. Mr. President, I appreciate one reads my email or my internet is broken. But I hope that the last 48 hours has just given you a tiny glimpse of what I've experienced since blank. You see, this is the real story, and just an occasion, the male tells the truth, and it works both ways. Blank, long blank. Oh, sort. Oh, okay. It's supposed to say made because down below that. No, the male will be held accountable for the pain and suffering they have caused me. Oh, okay, so this is this person writing and they didn't spell male properly. Caused me over the years. If I'm good enough to bully and intimidate by blank, I'm good enough to tell the truth about what's happening. And I would please pray, ask help to find where blank is and hold him accountable. This isn't about fame. I too am a human being, and I didn't sign up. Well, I didn't up for this. You can shove your fame up your arses, because when this is over, I never, ever, ever want this in my life again. I never, ever want any stinking journalist near me again. You should all be ashamed. You should all be arrested for your roles. This has been a constant in my life since coming forward. Please, Mr. President, make it stop. The one person who has had a firsthand eyewitness account on the other side is blank. Please pray. Can you get a witness statement from blank? This was never, ever, ever about me. You too will get a lot of truths or on what's going on behind the scenes for years. Big blank. This was only ever about justice. How many more lives are going to be destroyed? Mr. President, why have the blank been so cruel to me? Someone's behind it, and perhaps they could come out of the shadows. At least then it would be a fair fight, and surely. And if Greer or anyone else says something daft like, oh, we can't for national security, fuck that. They should have thought about that in the first place. Where is blank? Don't blame me just because they picked on the wrong person. The 4th of April last year. Hi, President Trump. The Securities Exchange and the FCA. Please, can you investigate Rishi Sunak and his financials, including California? Also, please, can you get everything and all correspondence from Richie Rex's office from Georgia, from i.e. George? The case number is blank, as in the screenshot. Why would Rishi want all his emails deleted if my server, please, can you investigate this for me, President Trump, because this could have all been resolved in 2022. I've suffered enough. President Trump. So somebody's writing. I'm actually getting fed up with stuff being deleted from my email accounts. Please, can Elon Musk retrieve all email correspondence to Rish? I think this is dating back to April 2022. So they took emails from her. So Elon Musk went in and took emails from her regarding a certain individual. Again, I sent the media this last year too. Where does my evidence go? And who keeps on deleting my evidence? Please see screenshot. I'm more than happy to give my device to cache. This needs to stop. Oh, there's a lot of them. This is the same original. This went to many people. These are the attachments that I believe the attachments that were sent, possibly. But it was the emails. Okay, here's another one. Blank, blank, blank. So as someone who has personally experienced bruising, may I ask why is there no weeping to blank face, especially the eyelid? Okay, they're talking, is it the bruising? So as someone who has personally experienced bruising, so they're talking, so they must be talking about, may I ask why there no weeping to blank face? So the bruise, people are getting the bruises, right? The punched eye or bloodshot eye. You know, isn't Macron have one right now? Qu'est-ce que toi, eh? There is zero swelling to his face. So I'm just checking. What day exactly is blank dying? I'll get some extra non-alcoholic buddy for me. I'll get some extra non-alcoholic bubbly for me. Trump hit Australia with tariffs like they have never, ever before. Okay, this is another thing. They're talking about the tariff shift out of Australia. Trump take over Australia, all that. Okay. Please, can you work with the Prince of Wales and further Queen? I'm not speaking to blank or the rest of that lot. ASAP. Okay. Somebody's not talking to the Princess of Wales, the future queen, Futher. Somebody's not speaking to them. Tariff that shut down out of Australia. Ask them who Mick Marichin is, the Australian special ops soldier before all this started. Oh, in light of everything, can you please ask the UK to tariff the shit out of Australia too? Actually, we can do much better. Trump take over Australia, because if the US and UK abandon Oz, then small country called China will take over it for you, like in hours. Your choice. Also, can you exaggerate? Excuse me 1 second. Exonerate. Okay. Where to go with that? Okay. Exonerate so-and-so, blank. Also, can we now get the attorney arrested now? Attorneys arrested now? Thank you to Australia Police for confirming the truth. Fun times ahead, folks. And blank, the facts that that blank is wearing blank, if one in big letters, fact has been feels I can't read that well right now. I will add this to my criminal contempt against you all. Why? Because for me, this is an indirect death threat. So blank, you better pray that girl does die because I'm coming for you. Gote. Blank. And I would really like an apology from the royal family. Also, just a heads up, blank posted a video where she had a big bruise in her head. So what actually happened there is she had a drug-filled fight with her girlfriend. Is definitely not Epstein related. So I don't know why she put that in there. So, you know who I feel sorry for and who my heart goes out to? Blank children. Have any of you thought about blank children? Blank, 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 blank. Also, the ambulance that picked her up will also have a report. Trust, I know these things. They will have it if they had to resuscitate her. Everything from first arrival of the scene. If anything has been falsified in order to gaslight her own children, we don't want to talk to her. Heaven help you all. Blank. Hi, me again. So I'm just checking out something here. What type of school bus is it? It's just that on Saturday and Sunday, schools are closed. That's what I... So was the bus a Sunday school bus or another school bus on a Sunday? Also, someone in intensive care wouldn't be wearing a pretty little white top again with jewelry. I know because blank, hey, blank. So please, can you clarify that with us? Also, massive apologies to the Princess of Wales, our future queen, for using her maiden name in my previous email. Absolutely exhausted. Blank, blank. But seriously, any spare decorations will be highly, and I'm also able for bars as they are rad parties. Bar MITZVAL, S. So blank, book a sister up and get my story out there. You have no need for blank anymore as she's dead in 3 days. Blank. I've just literally had the best idea I've ever had. Blank. Blank. Middleton's mom has any spare decorations, please. May I have them? My business is going to be epic. There's more to me than just an Epstein victim, LOL. So blank blank is dead in 3 days. So you'll need a new client. Me, yay. Holy shit. You seem to be very good at what you do, and I need my full story told. Unfortunately, leaving my story just at the blank just doesn't cut the mustard anymore. So just planting the soil seed blank. I can ever organize a few never I can even organize a funeral. My business is solely celebrations, but I'll make an exception for blank's funeral. Also, Cash, I know you will be taking a victim statement from blank's husband. You know, what I've read there so far, holy shit. Like, this is the same email. Okay. Let me stop at the moment. So sorry if I wasn't paying attention to I was reading. Okay. I'm figuring, okay, I understand where it's like heads that are no benefit to society and trying to get rid of them and what they, yeah. Okay. Yeah, Hannah the Lecter style. I know that. See, when you're like, it's not about not having heart, but when I said earlier that spirit brought me here to help to empower you, okay? So that's why a lot of different stuff comes out. Okay? Spirit it has me here to empower you. Okay? But spirit saying that in order to be empowered, spirit needs to break you first. Meaning spirit needs to show you the truth that you've been trying to avoid. Not just out there, what you're seeing, but internally, because until we change those thoughts and feelings within us, nothing's going to change. And the more we see that, the more you become stressed. But then it's like, you got to figure out a way to stop this. A lot of victims, no matter what situation we're in, they're just everyday life. Okay? We tend to go inward in a way that's not healthy. Okay? It's the inward part where you just want to cover it up, but it keeps affecting you in your daily life. Okay? So when Spirit's bringing this stuff out now because Spirit's saying it's time. we fight over the foolish, silliest things, right? And there's much bigger things going on. Okay? I will be honest, the biggest majority of the population whines about everything. And the biggest part is the way we've been victimized by the system, by ourselves, by each other. Okay? Now, when you step back, okay, I did it in a video that I just posted. Okay. We use Donald Trump because when we get into yeah, it's almost like the time out. It's like these secret communicate, like I said earlier in other videos. Hey, pull my time out, I'll just grow another one. Because you can't. How do I explain this? Like, it's going to step on people's throats, okay? But it's true. The biggest majority of us whine about a lot of things. Okay? A lot of time it's physical. Okay? We become vulnerable from the time we start growing. Okay? Because we're taught that to always need something. Okay? It's not about needing. It's you're looking up to that person, but then you're always needing them to bring something forward for you, okay? Using our own minds. You have, like, in order to understand, look at your own life right now, okay? The ebstien files are coming out, and it's not part of bringing out your own story. I'm not saying to take away from what's happened in the ebstien files. What I'm saying is it pertains to anyone, a lot of the time, a man who has gone through sexual trauma, who has gone through physical trauma. It's being able to put yourself in their shoes and then putting yourself in yours. Not by taking over like someone's essence or whatever, but like just actually stepping back and being able to see. Now, I haven't heard any of the girls like saying about what happened to them. Okay, I can't imagine. Okay, but I know I have seen some things through visions, and I know that I experienced kids tugging at my legs while I was taking a walk around, not far from right around a military base. Look for, okay, when you're sleeping, okay, some people say they don't dream. Okay, you have blockages if you're not dreaming because you're meant to be dreaming. And I had one guy on coming and saying about astral projection, people taking out of their own body and astral projecting in someone else's. That's why the part when it said they don't know what they say or do because not always are they themselves because it's like the step in. Sometimes it can step in to give a positive message. Sometimes it steps in because it's that spirit to spirit. Because if they were doing, okay, put it this way, if they were doing rituals, they've opened themselves up to spirits, right? So the spirits recognize, they have that quick remembrance. But see, they become aware of it. That's why when you say, okay, Solomon, and I say Donald Trump is much like Solomon. You have the ring for the demons, do you? Do you have the rim to go with it? Oh God, yeah. But see, I'm not saying they get away with it. But it's not just them, it's your own family members doing it too. And that's what makes it so hard to fathom. Because when secrets come out about your own family, or things come out, or someone just starts saying enough is enough and they just spew it, much like what I've been doing. It's not to make people look bad or one way or another. It's bringing it forward and saying, you know, hey, this is the way we've been treating each other. You know, I'm going to be vulgar for a minute because I've heard these people talk pretty vulgar. And maybe this is the only language you can speak. Is when are you going to step off your throne, you old dog's cock? This is what they would say. Dog's cock of a man or something, I don't know. It's friggin' irritated. But that's the language they speak. That there's Morgan, he's in there, Donald Trump's in there, Donald Trump Jr.'s in there. And they're mentioned these, so that they have files on them, but they're mentioned in other files too. So that's, it's like the web. You got to, in order to find what you're looking for, sometimes you have to use magical words, right? When I mean magical words, it's you have to put the wording properly, right? What I used the word magical and it offended some people. You didn't like Marla much, did you? Because she was spiritual. Turistikam butu Korea. Io tu školu mu turistiku muai ta no suku ke mai. E kasi ki tu korai. My channel's a spirit to spirit. And if you're getting any kind of response from it, you're actually experiencing that part of those spirits that's focused account. I've had people ask me about like sometimes some say, I wish I could just be like that. You can be. You choose not to be like that out of fear that you will lose something. Or something. Eventually they'll understand and you come back and if you don't, well then hey, maybe they'll understand in the afterlife. And it's one's on the timer. See, Ooh, excuse me. A few brain cells left. Don't they say it's like 2,000 pounds of brain cells left? It feels so fucking good though. Okay. When I see this stuff come up, okay, how many of you knew that Donald Trump was being sued by TikTok? Yes, it was his wife. TikTok is suing Donald Trump for. So I should have wrote it down. Everything they do is to put you in a state of fear. Okay. How do I? Okay. A lot of stuff is redacted. Okay. Spirit is trying to show me something. Oh, biggest one is not out yet. See, you know how they say you have to go in a system to see the system, right? You know, there's a lot of people that is waiting for the raid. Okay. And, you know, all these renovations that was in the White House, what were the what were the renovations actually? Were they hiding or covering up something? You know, it's easier to clean marble than it is painted wood. You know, it's going to sound fucked up. Many people know that the White House is on the Nexus. And what takes place on the Nexus? That's where a fight between good and evil, as you say. And whatever lives in there, that is what spreads. So you say about demons, right? Okay. So demons are said to be not human, but you know, they could be half human, half demon. You know, they could be a spirit that went evil, rogue, what have you. Now, when they're putting religion into it and politics. So, you got to talk both talks, right? It's not because I watch TV too much, because I don't really watch a lot of TV. I watch certain shows because I get insight. Because when I look at it, when I watch it and I get the insight, I see what's going on around the world. It's like, how do I? That's what this voting system is for. That's why it's always rigged. Not just in Trump, but in all over. It gets rigged. And I say that because I can't say it's the man's club, because the women are part of it too. The Masons, you have the men and the women separately, some of them are together. But you have the good and the ones using it for helping people, and then the ones that are using it to control people. See, that's where we're not looking like, okay, Spirit wants to take me deeper. And it's like my body is nervous about going deeper, because yes, just one sec. Oh, I like this song. My sister played this to me after it reminded her of me. Um, Jesus, take the wheel. I used to sing that at karaoke. Okay, why did I? Daily News, Wednesday, July 2nd, 2008. Okay, that was when Jeffrey, investment banker Epstein, pleads guilty to sex charges. enjoy like it's not. I don't mean it that way. I'm trying this. Spirit is having me sit with this because people are trying to figure out what they can do. It's like Jesus took the lead. Trying to show me something. And I know I keep saying it's trying to show me something because it's almost like going a blank. Spirit of the moment. Am I being asked to take the wheel? Galataina hato e kostakria mai ia pasha tikisi vitamo tikukretesha edo. To try like there's it's like it gets so far and then it's like it blocks up. Like someone is trying to like someone through the system is trying to get me to bring something forward and see it, but it's being blocked at the same time. Spirit's making me sit with the music for a minute. Do this with me while the music's playing because you'll feel. So, Spirit's making me sit. Why did she say it? I can hear that. Yeah. That's freaky. That was what I was getting there, like when that was happening and what I was channeling. I was getting the part of Mary Magdalene and the one who really scorned it, because it's like it's love bombing. That's what's happening in the world right now. It's like love bombing. Okay, something happens, a lot of love goes out. Okay, and it's not always like consistent because it's bouncing from one. And then what ends up happening is that they're trying to bring, okay, because they say they're bringing things out slowly, okay. So is it to make the people feel not numb, but to have the anger go by, that way you're able to do what needs to be done. And that's what in 2020, that's what the guy was telling me. Like when it happens, you'll know what to do. And it's trying to prevent like what Does anybody ever see Halloween movies? Do you ever see how brutal that is? Can you look back at your times of Roman times and what have you, and even before that, when they had swords and music? Why did Spirit take me there? Because it's like we're in Roman times. Oh, you don't have to like. I want people to know that, like Gen X, they'll say about how they were up to things like that. How about you look in that generation of how many children were missing? Because the part of being a Gen X and your parents not around, you know, you got to do a little bit more. You had respect, but a lot had a lot of shit go down and happen, and kids go missing because if the parents weren't around, a lot of sexual abuse would take place, especially the girl, well, with the girls, because the girls would start babysitting at 10, 11 years old. I know, like, so everybody's kicking out the state right now. It's a sick little game, and it goes back and back and back and back, well before all this shit, going right back to when it first started. And it started like before biblical times, but with the father and the daughter, as you say goodbye and what have you. You say Donald Trump has, you know, done things with his own daughter. So that's the part where it's not just happening in elites, it's happening because who do you think is going to these things? It's not just the rich and wealthy. They're trafficking them to the some people looking for love, but in all the wrong places, and they don't care where they get it. Johns and I don't know what the Jonettes or whatever, and they're just everywhere. The ones you speak of, they're just in powerful positions. So, they're supposed to be the ones that set the example, right? That's all sin knows how to do. Inverted programs. So people say about breaking the matrix, but you don't have a fucking clue most of the time what it actually means and entails. It's not just about putting this stuff out here. It's about like what is your story? What have you endured because of the systems of abuse? Because if you say sin is a demon, demons cannot be handled. They cannot handle pain. So when you're putting your story out there and you allow yourself to be and feel in that emotion, that's the healing. As I heal, as you heal, I heal. As I heal, you heal. Because when I share my story, you resonate with a piece of that. And when you resonate with a piece of that, then that helps you to clear through. Is that hope? People say that triggered, but that's where if it starts to trigger you, just sit with it. And hear what I have to say. It will, I said, it'll make you laugh, it'll make you cry, it'll piss you off, you want to punch me up some head. So with the Epstein Falls, and I'm going to leave it up to you people. I was just coming in and like giving it justice. This is the stuff that's in there, and your president is involved. Whether it's a president or prime minister, because no matter how you look at it, whether in this or not, okay, because when you step back, okay, you're all into business, right? So since they're all into business, what's the chances that the big wigs are not going to cross paths? And usually more often. See, if they were trying to do nefarious things and like things with people, then they have no problem having these summits and things on display. If it has to do with the people, then the people have a right to hear what you're saying. Not just edit it. But I can see with names why they're blanking because everybody would just go ape shit and go track it down and what have you. But I know people would say, yeah, they deserve it. If they're guilty of doing this stuff. The part where it's in there that children, people, they're doing ritual sacrifices, raping, beating children, men, women. Some of them probably even got off on being with older women. And when I mean older women, the president did say that some other woman thought it was fun to be victimized. So that's what I say, that's how you're going to heal. And if people that know you hear it, well, hey, maybe it's a message that they need to hear. Don't have to use names, just say your experience. They'll know who they are. And if they get irritated and bothered by that, well, hey, it's their guilty conscience because you didn't say a name. So that's why they'll get Like I said, I know from experience. Sometimes I do refer, like say, certain things refer as my family. But when I do that, that's what others need to look at their own, because you all have some people, in your families are just great, but there are others who might have brought children together and never done. See, by them putting that out there, they're distracting you from your own experience, but you have to see theirs in order to see what type of people you can control. I really couldn't believe it when I heard that a man shot his daughter over her disagreements regarding children. Hey, old man, when are you going to stop jumping? 144 at a time? It's, see, I'm a very calm person until, spirit gets agitated. It's like, hey, go deal with your own shit. So with the ebstien, I'm going to leave it up to you people. Because I would say I'm pretty much like shitting myself sometimes, wondering what's coming down the pipeline for, with what's going on, but it's only what we feel like, what we focus on. Because I don't know if people have been actually paying attention, but sometimes it's like it sounds stupid if it really makes sense. So when it's like that, that's where you have to see both. Because I've said it before, Donald Trump will speak a lot of gibberish, as you call it, like a lot of stuff that just don't make sense, that just comes out of nowhere, and people say it's dementia. Well, dementia is part of the spiritual awakening. Or did you not know that? That's why the decline. That's why the different aspects of the personality, remembering, not remembering. People say, well, no, it's the brain. Because it hijacks it, it's the cancer. And I saw that in one of the messages too, with regards to it being like getting rid of the cancer in the brain. That's the part of everybody is prone to cancer. You have all the cells. And when it's in all the cells, it means that you have, I mean, you can look at it from a physical point of view, but I'm looking at it first. Okay? The cells become cancerous. Okay, so the cells get attacked. And that's when Demons are manifested deep memories. Okay. They are real. They're manifested. Manifestation is real. Okay. So when you're seeing something, okay, and it freaks you out, something like that, think of it as sit with it for a minute and see that what you're being shown is a deep suppressed memory. Maybe it's not from your present life memory, but a memory that was passed down through the genes of your mother, your father, grandparent, like from the right down from your ancestors. So that's the part where you're here dealing with demons. So you're seeing stuff out there that reminds you of certain situations. It's that trigger. So you start having the PTSD. And that's what people are getting. Some from it's looking through nested files and it's seeing how cold the world really can be. That's the see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. So the shadows come in the shadows that can't be seen. So it continues living the way it was living. The light. Okay, I'm going to sit this one. Okay? Could the light be the one that wants to get swallowed? Okay. And the shadow that just wants to go away and doesn't want to be a part of society, and you get the shadow. Okay, the shadow aspect of it. Let's refer to as being the people who are homeless, choose to be homeless. It's their way of life. Okay, I've heard somebody say, well, they get classed as low bottom feeders. They remain in the shadows. They don't want to be part of society, but at the same time, they're still committing criminal offenses. Oh, no, spirits will be there because okay, spirits showing you that a lot of people that they sacrifice are the low bottom feeders, the homeless people, the prostitutes, because they already think yeah, so people say about Donald Trump and the research. Didn't he say he was bringing that out in the first couple? See, everyone sees Miss Sarah just Sarah. But see, the thing is, it's still much the same as the old system. Just you're given a welfare check. They call it a stimulus check or what have you. But that's what it is. And people don't like me saying that. Didn't Donald Trump supposedly signed a executive order with regards to giving people money. It's like what, 1776? Was he referring to a specific year? Is that the year that we're in right now? Because where it is, right, in spirit, or you know, see, they don't. You're not okay. Dumb things make dumb people. Aggressive things, yes, makes fearful. And by using your voice, as I said, because the biggest group of it, people go to therapy. This is the ultimate group therapy. It's not about seeing yourself as a victim, but seeing yourself as victorious. So I'm only like this, guys. Send you all love. Yeah. Send you all much love, light. Many blessings to anyone, everyone wanting, willing to receive and accept. It's time to be big, bold, and brave. Be yourself. Make sure you're authentic about it. Speak up. Because that's why God gave you a voice. You are the Ark of the Covenant. You are what it is. Sooner you're sooner you're going to be victorious.